This issue's been kicking around for a while, saying you can have one CEO, you can't be a CEO of two companies, Square and Twitter. Why is it coming to the forefront now?
And a CEO of two companies who wants to work remotely from Africa at least some of the time.
Oh, there is that too, yeah.
Yeah, look, I think you're right. It's been an issue for a while. I think it's obviously big news now because Elliott, as a sort of top brand activists, have shown up in the stock and are going to push for some changes. We don't know exactly what yet, but it does seem like it's going to center around Jack Dorsey, what role he can play at the company, and whether indeed it is appropriate for him to continue in this sort of odd situation of having, as you say, having two CEO hats at once.
So Ed, do we have a sense whether it's Jack Dorsey and having two hats, or whether it's Jack Dorsey and he wants to stick to his knitting and not really expand out the brand the way some other social media companies have done?
If it's the latter, and we don't yet know whether it is, that's a very interesting bet by Elliott. Look, Jack Dorsey is rightly, I think, credited with being, a visionary, and at this company, he's very well loved. The employee base, apparently, they're extremely loyal to him. So I think there would be serious questions to be raised if anyone came in and said, look, you're not doing the right things. You should grow the company this way or that way, or go and acquire other things. So it's fairly limited, the options that Elliott have here. Can you sell the company? Potentially, yes, but there aren't obvious buyers out there. Can you go and acquire another product line? Maybe, but Twitter's whole thing has been that they've stuck to doing a single business, and they've done very well at it.
Done very well, but they haven't done as well as one might have thought. I mean, you compare their stock, for example, to Facebook's, and it has not gone up nearly as much as Facebook's gone up. And you think with the President of the United States using it every single day, multiple times, there have been some upside. And now we're in election year, you think there'd be some upside there.
Yeah, but I think this is one of the issues, is that Twitter tends to get lumped in with big tech, things like Facebook, things like Google and Amazon. And it's not. It's a single-use platform. It just does one thing. It doesn't build out in the way that Facebook has, in the way that Google has. So I think it's a bit unfair that we look at it side by side with them and say, well, it hasn't grown the same way, despite its, as you say, it has a huge user base.
But did Jack Dorsey maybe give up one opportunity in saying, I'm not going to take political advertising as we go into this really big political year?
He potentially gave up a significant economic opportunity,
right,
but he kept the business the way he wanted to keep it in terms of, I suppose, the purity of content. And that, again, is something, it's very hard to put a dollar value on that, but that's something that probably, again, the employees like, the users obviously like. And look, ultimately, it's a company he founded, it was his vision, and he's running it the way he sees fit, and part of that is keeping it out of the fray around politics.
But Elliott management might have a slightly different idea.
They may indeed.